I welcome you all to Nigeria, and I say thank you very much for making the time to be here this evening. I'm extremely delighted to be here also with you. Well, let me especially welcome the Director General of the ILO, Mr. Guy Ryder, who is here for the third time, but for the first time as Director General of the ILO. And we hope that you'll be back very soon again. And all of the other guests and delegates who have traveled from around the world to attend this very important forum, the Global Youth Employment Forum. I'm told that we have here with us young people from 60 different countries, and that you spent the last 2 days in very inspiring conversations and debates about the place of young people in the world in the 21st century, and the challenges that may stand in the way, and some of the opportunities, especially the innovative ideas and solutions that are available to confront these very many challenges. I must say that one of the key things that I have noticed about a lot of the conversations we have, especially around employment of young people, is that we very frequently address ourselves to the problems. But hearing young people talk about the opportunities is for me always very heartwarming. I think that just about every young person I've met have come up with some idea, some innovation. All that they ask is, so what is government going to do to make it easier for us to do what it is that we'd like to do? Practically every young person I've met has some idea or the other. Just a couple of days ago, we were here in Abuja also, at the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Forum. That was a very, a big eye-opener for me, because there you had almost 1,000 young people from across Africa with different ideas, none imitating the other in any way. All manner of ideas around technology, some in agriculture, some in retail, some in different services, some in fintech. And all of them with some innovation that deserved the $5,000 that the Elumelu Foundation was giving to each one of those entrepreneurs. Just yesterday evening, at the State Banquet Hall, we were hosting young businesses, MSMEs from various parts of Nigeria who had won awards, and all of them had outstanding ideas, various ideas that they had actually put in practice, many of them making already a decent living from some of the great ideas they had. And again, just yesterday, we closed in Edo State a training program that we organized for young people in animation, young people who are training to be involved in animation, especially to use animation in TV, in film, and also in advertising. And this is a group of about 1,500 young people who are now about to get into the industry, into film and into TV using animation. So what I find is that young people already recognize they already recognize that these times are challenging, but they are meeting those challenges with a great deal of energy, with a great deal of creativity, and with a great deal of optimism. And that we're seeing practically everywhere. And I'm glad to see that many of you young people here also have that same positive outlook, and you're looking at the future with a great deal of confidence. One thing that we do, especially here in Nigeria, and one thing we're working on, is ensuring that young people are involved in the process of policy formulation. So I have under my office an entertainment and technology advisory group, where I have a lot of young people in the advisory services in technology and in entertainment who are talking to me and talking to other government officials about what sorts of policies we should have in entertainment and in technology to make it easier for them to do business. And that has proved to be very useful because just as an example, there are a lot of companies today that are involved in fintech, mobile payment systems, and all manner of payment systems. But they're not banks. But they're doing incredible work, and there's a lot of turnover in the work there's a lot of turnover in their businesses. But because they are not banks, the central bank wants to regulate them almost as if they were banks. So, with the benefit of these young men and women who work with me in the advisory group, we're able to design new strategies for the central bank and new ideas of the central bank to be able to license this category of financial technology companies that are not banks and to make it easier for them to do their business. And that's really what we have to keep doing because the environment is so dynamic. Things are changing so quickly that even a lot of our policies are getting outdated, and we need to move along with some of the changes that we're seeing, especially some of the disruptive ideas that we're seeing all across the country. And this, I'm sure, is the same all over the world. So what I'd like to say finally to all you young people is that I'm sure that you don't believe those who tell you that that our days are the good old days. And I was just saying to a group of young people just last Saturday the same thing, that those who say and who remind us about the good old days probably have some memory loss. These days, your days are the best days possible. They are the best days possible. And why are they the best days possible? Fareed Zakaria, the CNN correspondent, the CNN journalist, was speaking to a group of young people at a Harvard law school, a Harvard business school dinner. And he said to them, the smartphones that you're carrying have more computing power than all of the computing power in the Apollo aircraft that first took all of those 3 men to the moon. That their smartphones had all more computing power than all of the computing power that was in that Apollo aircraft that took 3 men to the moon and landed them there and took them back. So I saw Fareed Zakaria at the Elumelu Entrepreneurship event, and I repeated this story to him. He said, that was 2012. He said, today, the smartphones that we have actually carry 100 times more power, more computing power, than all of the power that it took, the computing power that it took for that Apollo spacecraft to land on the moon and back. So if you have 100 times more computing power than it took to get to the moon, I'm not entirely certain where you guys are headed, whether and where you are going to land. But I can tell you for sure that these are the best times and that you are the smartest possible people that we have on the planet today. Nobody is smarter than you guys. So I just hope that you are going to take advantage of all the great opportunities that are available. And for us who are going to be involved in government, we're going to make sure that we provide the opportunities, we're going to make sure that we provide the environment to make life easier and to make it easy for you to get to those incredibly high places that you are bound to reach in the next few years. So remember me when you are doing very, very well. Remember me when you make it. Don't ever forget that I was one of those who at least encouraged you along. Thank you very much.